Welcome to the Court of Hyrule. I've been summoned today by someone named Talon. Apparently there's been a range takeover. So, today we're going to review the evidence, hear testimony, and render a final judgment. That judgment being a definitive tier list. Now in Ocarina of Time, once you're done with Kokiri Forest and you escape that crazy place, you'd run into, well, someone we won't mention yet. But then proceed to Hyrule Field and come across the little city on a hill. No, not the one you're probably thinking of, but rather instead the true gem of Hyrule, Lon Ranch. Place where the grass is always green, vibes are cozy, and the music is so catchy. You just want to sit back on your porch after a long day's work and sip on some good old iced sweet tea. So let's start with an obvious key ranch character at Lon Ranch, Malon. I have a running theory that we have a Triforce at Lon Ranch with the three main characters, with Malon being courage. She cares for the horses, cows, the chickens, for all of them at Lon Ranch, through the quiet times when Link is but a young lad, and through the tough times when young Link turns into adult Link and Ingo runs the ranch with an iron fist. We'll discuss that later. But Malon is the reason this ranch has heart. She is singing her heart out, caring for these horses, for these animals, and maybe even controlling their every move with her singing. I don't know. Could be like a little sinister thing there. And then in strolls young Link. And thanks to Malon's trust in Link, she gives him a song to help adult Link gain the trust of his most helpful companion. We'll talk about them in a second. Without that song, we would just hear of Link throughout Hyrule Field, and everything would just take that much longer while foes are circling around him. Yet every time you walk back into Lon Ranch, the comforting music mixed with Malon singing is a comfort to the soul. And even when Ingo takes over, she keeps working, singing, and hoping for a better tomorrow. That's why Malon, easy choice, going up at S tier. So, here's another obvious one, y'all. Here's that Epona. Let's talk about that companion for adult Link. It's Epona, the goat of horses. A 7-year callback to a song that Link learned as a kid, ultimately gains the trust of this loyal horse and saves Link from eternally rolling across Hyrule. Play that song on the ocarina and Epona is there. Doesn't matter how far you've traveled or fast traveled with the ocarina. That is top-notch loyalty, durability, and mobility. And that is an easy slot up at the S tier. Who isn't going to be at the S tier is the question these days. Well, let's take a trip around the pin real quick and check out what other animals are there that we can count as characters, because really there's not a whole lot else going on at Lon Ranch between the three people. So, we've got horses, we've got cuckoos, and cows. Start with the horses. Horses are fantastic. They're exactly where they need to be. They are in the pen. They are running around, having a great time. You know, we're all looking for Epona. You know, the one we can actually take out of the ranch. But these horses, you can take them for a spin. You can do some post jumping and all that stuff. But we all know Epona is the goat. So, I'm going to move them down to C tier. So now the cuckoos. These guys are fun at Lon Ranch. They actually add a little bit to the environment. You've got the Cuckoo minigame at Lon Ranch where you get to find the 3 within the bunch of like 16. And then you also get to take it up that little staircase and fly down. That's a good time. And then as adult Link, you're walking outside and you see some cuckoos out there by the horse pen and they just start chasing after you. You definitely were not trying to harm them at all.
What have I done?
The first time that this occurs, it's just hilarious. You were not expecting these things to just absolutely go off the rails and attack you. And they actually do quite a bit of damage. I realize now why I got so many game over screens growing up from them, but it's just so fun just trying to do that and just escape without getting hit. It's a good time. So with that, I think they're a little bit more fun just because of their design. I'm gonna leave them there, right at the B tier. Now, let's talk about those cows. Guys, they are I'm going to be honest with this one. They're not doing it for me. I have a problem. They have that iconic moo sound. And if you go into the stable, you will hear that moo sound a lot. Nice and compressed sound, just like moo. It's good. I'll give that to them. But when you play Epona song to them, you get some milk out of it, which is helpful. Milk itself in the game isn't very great. But when you play Epona song to them, they also have some dialogue. Just watch this. Now, before we get back to the human characters, I hope you've enjoyed this so far. If you have, hit the like button, leave a comment, and consider subscribing. I'm going to be doing more Ocarina of Time tier lists, so stay tuned for those. So back to the humans. We have the officially confirmed Mario's long-lost cousin in the Zelda series, Talon. This guy looks like Mario. You've got the iconic blue and red, the mustache, which just happens to go up into those sideburns. Little bald, and he's got, the elf ear things going. But that's Zelda's Mario. But this guy, he's always out there, going away from the ranch, making business deals, right? While everyone else at the ranch doing all the work, taking care of the animals. And this guy owns it. This guy knows what he's doing. Honestly, he's just finding the best napping spots across Hyrule. No one's going to stop him except Link on a mission for Malon. So even when this guy gets back to the ranch, thanks to young Link, he's tending to the cacos and keeps napping. He literally just sits there and naps all the time. And then young Link disappears for 7 years, comes back, and guess what? He's gone. He's off napping somewhere. And you find him again, waking him up again, get his butt back to the ranch again. This guy just finds ways to avoid responsibilities like the plague, like most of us procrastinators do. But here's the thing, when it comes time to get something done, dude's got some wheels. Like when he runs away from Hyrule Castle, he is booking it. It's probably faster than all the horses he owns. So with all of that being said, I'm just gonna leave him right there at B tier. Now, let's talk about that Ingo character. Quintessentially, Ingo is the Luigi, per se, to Talon's Mario. That's what they want you to believe. Ingo is actually what happens when you mix Waluigi with middle management and you give him the Triforce of power. Like, half the game, he spends his time whining about Talon having, control of the ranch and his job, what he's doing, his life, etc., etc. And the moment that Ganondorf gives him authority over the ranch, he just lets his ego take over and belittles literally everyone else and what they're doing. And he's just like, I'm the greatest. So that's probably why Ganondorf gave Ingo the ranch, obviously seeing the pain and anger in his heart do it. And when Link shows up with the song and this connection to Epona, and then subsequently beats Ingo in a race several times, his ultimate crash out in the game is just the best. He just locks the gates. He's like, you're never leaving. I don't care that you won, blah, blah, blah. Like, you're staying here. Just flips out. Just like, I'm waiting for Ganondorf to show up kind of thing. He's just the epitome of a sore loser, and it's so funny. But when you come back, after all this happens and you get Talon back to the ranch, all that, his final humility and gratefulness for his job makes you think maybe Ganondorf stirred up a lot of that hatred, or he was behind the scenes, or maybe even controlling Ingo in some way. Maybe not, maybe that was just all Ingo. But ultimately, the roller coaster ride that is Ingo's story is quite memorable. He deserves A tier. So there you go. Let me know your thoughts on this tier list down in the comments, and give the video a like if you enjoy this and consider subscribing. I will see you at our next stop, maybe involving a castle. Like and subscribe to stay tuned.